Indeed. And greetings upon you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me again. Another live stream. You look like chicken nuggets? I mean, I could go for some chicken nuggets right now because I would like a snack, which means you think I'm a snack, which means you just gave me a compliment. Why, thank you. Yeah, thank you for the compliment, friend. Infamous sock. Fifth son Kalas. Yes, I agree, friend. I agree with your yes statement. Thank you for yesing in this moment with me. I want to talk today about. I'm okay. Little bit context. I feel very heady today. Like story, as we do sometimes. So I'm feeling a little bit in my own head right now. But I'm so happy to be here with you friends. I got to have an amazing dream. Hey, sorry, Shannon. I see you. I saw you when you sent the message. Love you. Christian is knocked out in the next room. Thank you for saying hi to me, to him, and to our friends here in the space with us. Love the scarf? Christian gave it to me as well. It's the second scarf that Christian has gifted me. It is beautiful. Thank you for loving it as much as I do. Thank you for the love on the B. So nice of you to join me. You look like Heath Ledger. I've heard that. Apparently, people tell me so. Heath Ledger, Chris Pontius, Chris Hemsworth, Chris Evans, Chris Pratt. Uh, of course, Heath Ledger. Maybe Kit Harington mixed in there as well. And then they fusion hard. And here I am, friend. I've absorbed all of their energies. Think. Yes, you are a snack. No, stop it. Stop it, infamous. Of course, the so-called philosopher is smoking pot. This is not pot, friend. This is a piece of Palo Santo wood. It smells amazing. Like, yes, it smells so good. Like, better than it has any right in smelling. It's like a lemony. It's almost like citrusy, citrus wood being burnt. It's not pot, friend. Usually I do smoke pot on the stream, but I have multiple other things to do today. I have a thing called a shanga a little bit later, which is basically this stream, except you friends are in the stream with me. It's like a Zoom call, and then we get to back and forth instead of just backing or forthing. Words, yes. So I usually do smoke weed, friends. So you're not too far off, fifth son Kalas. And why do you think there's something wrong in and of itself to smoke weed? Do you think it makes a philosopher less if he smokes weed? Do let us know what your opinion is, friend. Meowdy to you, Sovina. So nice to have you here. Be kind. Rewind. Thank you. Thank you, Aunt B, for encouraging us to as well. The scarf looked like a butterfly when you did that. I saw the same thing, Infamous One. Thank you for seeing it with me. I'm gonna have to miss it again today. It's completely okay, Shannon. Thank you, friend. Completely okay. I might even be alone today. I have this weird suspicion that nobody is gonna show up. Never mind. A few people. We'll see. I'll have to see. Maybe I'm just tripping out. 100%, actually. I am 100% tripping out today. And I guess I can share now at least. I had this dream. I had this dream last night that was a little bit. I really would like to do it. It's completely okay, Shannon. Thank you, friend, for even considering it. Take care of yourself first. That's the most important, always. Take care of yourself first. Once again, take care of yourself first. Because if you're not taken care of, you can't take care of anyone else. So I had this dream. I I woke up and then I went back to sleep again. And then when I went back to sleep, I had this dream where someone was trying to explain dark and light to me. It was almost like this teacher that I went to. And I'm sitting in my chair as a student, if you will, listening to this teacher. And he starts to explain to me in avid detail himself as light and dark, And I've been asking this question on the stream for the last 3 days now, kind of like always, yeah, 3 days now, like kind of looking at the darker side of our existence in context of the lighter side of our existence, and then bouncing back and forth. And I feel like it went as far as to be a little bit embedded in my subconscious mind. So I started dreaming, and I started asking this teacher questions. And I asked him, why does there have to be dark? It was like a question like that. And he sits me down and he starts explaining. And as I mentioned, he goes into these details of darkness inside of himself, dark things that he's done, dark things that he feels, dark things that he sees, dark things that he, might imagine, if you will. And then every single time he gives me one of these dark prompts, he gives me a light prompt as well. Petting my dog, giving my beloved a kiss on her forehead. Like he keeps contrasting, like something dark with something light, something dark with something light, something dark with something light. And I was getting a little bit frustrated listening to him because he was explaining something to me by just giving me examples of both sides of it. And I was like, yo, I can do that as well, dude. That's not exactly, groundbreaking information. But I kept listening. And the more I listened, the more I paid attention to him, I could see these ripples starting to happen on him, where it was almost like there were two beings inside of him. There was the being that I was seeing as the light being, right? Like there's literally molecules of light bouncing off of me into my lens right now. And then your phone reproduces those bounced off molecules of light. So on a real level, these bodies that we have are light bodies. Like you can see these bodies because of light. And you cannot see something because of darkness. But in this dream, there was a superpositioned dark side of itself laid exactly underneath his skin. And then both his light side, as he was talking about his light side, and his dark side started to fluctuate, ebb and flow, if you will. And it started to intersect with itself to the point where certain parts would be exposed as his light side, certain parts would be exposed as his dark side. And the more he was explaining this, the more complexity was added into the variations, into the turbulence that these waves were making in his body. And eventually, I couldn't even hear what he was saying anymore, but I could see. And what I was seeing was this beautiful display of almost like fractals, turbulent fractals being created on his body, creating these lines, of darkness through the light, and then sinking back into the light, and then coming back out of the light, and then creating contrast for you to actually witness something. And it was this genuine understanding that he was trying to transmit to me that not only can we conceptualize these light and dark things, but when it comes to the point where conceptualizing it no longer serves us, it can be visualized. And how it was visualized is in beauty. And I was really curious about that. That not only is light and dark necessary for things to be in balance, but light and dark is necessary for things to be beautiful. And what does that mean about us? Like genuinely beautiful. And beauty is something that transcends language, it transcends culture, it transcends race, it transcends sex, it transcends age, at least in part, right? Like if we can acknowledge or see beauty in a flower, even if you stand next to me and you don't speak a word of my language, you can still see beauty in that flower. A child or an 80-year-old can stand next to one another and see beauty in the flower. They might have whole different worlds of understanding of how that flower came to be, what that flower means to them, what if the, if the flower is their favorite color or not. But both of them can be in that space and acknowledge that there's beauty to be found there. And in the same way, that flower has to die eventually, right? It has to wilt and drop to the ground and be eaten by the microorganisms and made part of the ecosystem of plant food again. And is that dark? It might be dark in the context of going underground, right? Literally not being exposed to the light anymore. But that process is just as beautiful as the actual flower is. It might be a little bit more contrived, there might be a little bit more moving parts, and the things that are doing the work, if you will, might not be as visible, but they're not any less beautiful. and to really pay attention to beauty in that way, right? Like for instance, now there's a glass door separating me from the rest of the world, and this glass door has some dust particles on it. It has a few finger lines. It has some stripes. It has some, when you use a wet rag and it leaves those little droplets and they dry up and they leave more droplets. Like, it is not, it's not supposed to be that way, if you will, right? In the context of how our things are supposed to be. The for nice mindset of like, we like things clean for the nice of it, right? Oh, it's nice to have things that are clean. We don't do it because we have to. We don't do it because we are forced to. We do it because we want to, because we like nice things. But in this moment, being able to look at this, debris, the dirt, if you will, the dirtiness of it as the darkness, and then the light as the actual glass on which it is, technically that dirt just created beauty. And I can see it as beauty if I choose to. Like I can see it as a nuisance or a job that needs to be done or something that needs to be changed. And yet I can see beauty in it as well. And then like being aware enough, being willing enough to acknowledge that if we only saw beauty instead of seeing problems, we wouldn't be solving any problems as well. And like the city is definitely influencing me in more ways than I know, but in enough ways that I can notice. Thank you, Fraser, for joining me. Genuinely, I've been super sick and I haven't been able to tune into hardly anything these past several days. Feeling significantly better today. Thankful for my support network who made my healing possible. Kiana, you made your healing possible. We were just here for you, holding you, showing up for you. Unironically, I was thinking about you today. I was thinking about you in the context of the message you sent me on Patreon about sending longer messages on the flowers. And then I remembered you sent a longer message on the flower. And I've been able to read that, but I don't know if I've been able to reply to it yet. And then I was like, oh, damn it, I need to reply to Kay-Anne's message because I want her to know how much I care. And here you are, so I can tell you all of those things now. Thank you. Thank you, Kay-Anne, for everything you are, for everything you do. Thank you for getting better, friend. I hope you feel better still. Glad you're on the mend. Glad you're sending love as well. Thank you, Infamous Sock. So glad you're feeling better. So glad as well. Keep holding the scarf like that. Looks like wings coming from your ears. The biggest of ears. Maybe I'll listen extra good if I do it this way. Thank you, friend. I love Palo Santo. Me too, Aunt B. It's so amazing. I say the clouding of one's brain is not what brings out intellect. Then what the hell are you on? On nothing, friend. Right now, on absolutely nothing. I'm drinking some water. I don't have a lot, so I'm gonna be kind of like chill with it. But right now, completely sober. Do I need to be high? If I tell you, oh, I took, one little screaming beetle and two flies, one dragonfly and one butterfly, and then you crush them into like a small paste. A small paste. Small is not the word you have for a little bit of paste, and then you take that paste and you lift your eyebrow, like your little, what do you call them? Wimpers? Eyelids. There we go. You lift your eyelids up and then you put that bug paste on the inside of your eye, friend, and then you're like this. I don't know what you want, friend. You don't need to be high to be in tune. Howdy to you, Meltion. That's a first. Hope all is well. Thank you, but the babe joining us. All is well. I'm just a little bit in my head, dude. So much in my head. I need to be in my heart. Come on, dude. Come on. My ego, just on me. This is the me that I know I am, dragging my ego out of my head, putting him in my heart to be like, listen, though, doof, 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 doof. Why am I getting goosebumps doing that? Doof, 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 doof. Heart, oh, stop it with the. feeling this understanding. Shannon, thank you for resonating with me, my friend. So much love to you. Palo Santo, a bright smell for healing and manifesting positivity. I'm happy to do that with you. How did I find myself in this stream? Fifth Son Keles? I don't know, friend. How did you find yourself here? And not only that, I think it's an important question to ask, the one you just did, but why are you staying? Mhm. Not that I don't want you to stay, quite the contrary, I like having you here, but why? Right? Why do we do anything if not for love? And to try and find beauty, right? Kind of like connected to today's stream, to find beauty in the stream, even if you might not agree with it, even if you're just looking at the scarf or the shirt or my little necklace or my weird hair or I don't know what else. Just listening, friend. Maybe I say a single beautiful word and that serves you. Thank you for joining me nonetheless. Our brains are clouded by a variety of things, stresses and worries of life, for example. Exactly. Thank you so much, Lavina. Remember, friends, to be respectful. Thank you, Aunt P, for encouraging us to. There should be an X, the top left corner where you can leave, if that's what you're wanting. Thank you for the encouragement. No, I believe that weed is nice and fun at times, but it does not make you smart when you ramble while high. I do agree. I'm not high right now, friend, so does it make me smart if I ramble not being high? I can ramble no matter what, apparently. I can ramble being sleep deprived. I can ramble not being sleep deprived. I can ramble having smoked a J. I can ramble not having smoked a J. I don't think it's something that allows you to do something. I feel you are the one that's in power and you can use different tools to see how that influences your power. You know? I think you do know. I think you know better than most people, friend. Do what makes you happy. As long as you're not hurting other people, please do what makes you happy. You deserve to be happy, friend. You deserve to be happy. And we live in a society right now where it's almost like we have a disdain, an anger for happy people. You know, so many of us are so upset, so hurt right now with the way that things are in reality, that we see someone that's happy and we would do anything for them to not be happy anymore because how dare they? You know how messed up shit is in my life? How dare you be happy? Stop happy right now. You may need some extra love in your life right now. There we go, infamous sock. Thank you. Good morning, boob. So much Palo Santo. Love. I try to burn it at least once a week. I should do mine less as well. I'm running out. Okay, Anna. I think we all agree, but that's not what makes one smart or not. Hope you're having a good day. I agree completely. Thank you, NP. Friend, the stream is positive. Love and respect. Please be kind here. I think he's just trying to feel out, you know? Steps on different little buttons. He's like, oh, what happens if I step on this button? And then beep, and then steps on this button and then beep, friend, we can do anything. You can do everything that I'm doing right now if you just practice. That's all we have to do, just practice. Practice mindfulness, practice breath, practice yoga, practice healthy eating habits, practice good sleeping, hygiene. I think you call it sleeping hygiene. Do you call it sleeping hygiene? It's good hygiene. Practice loving awareness. That's one that I've been trying to kind of hit on. Every single time I'm like, loving awareness, dude. You are aware only because you're loving. If you didn't love this, you would just be like, nah, no more, thank you. I'll have none of that. But no, here you are having all of it still, so you must love it. You know, and that I know. That can be very like, what the fuck, bro? Do you know what I'm going through? Again, I know. But I genuinely believe that the reason we're still conscious for it, the reason we're still on this planet, is because we've chosen love. Morning glories, morning to you, Red Liquor. Such a pleasure having you here with us again. Freedom of choice is a gift that it is. Terpillis, sending you all waves of love. Thank you, Bakacha. I agree, rambling isn't great. I mean, it depends. It depends on what the ramble is trying to get at. You know, I feel the way that I think about rambling at this point, Red Liquor, is that I have this concept, this idea inside of my mind. But unfortunately, ideas inside of my mind are represented as three-dimensional, usually self-transforming objects. And then not because self-transforming because as I add more information to it, it changes, you know? So I have this idea, I have this concept that is almost represented as a three-dimensional object in my brain. And then the way that I try to explain this three-dimensional object is by using little lines of sentences, right? And these sentences I take as paper mache and put it over this three-dimensional object, which is technically invisible to you because you can't see what's inside my mind. But I can keep with sentences with ramblings if you want to add these paper mache sentences to this three-dimensional object, trying to paint you a picture of what it is I'm seeing. Just as I did, like that. Human beings are the weirdest things ever, and we get to share with one another conversations. And as we share conversations, we hallucinate understanding, right? Or you can call it hallucination, you can call it generation. You generate understanding from noises. This is all noise flying into your being right now, right? Like in the same way that there is an environment around you, in the same way that you have earth below you, all of these things can be interpreted as just noise. And to the point where, again, kind of like attaching it to beauty, everything is noise unless you pay attention. And then as soon as you pay attention, there arises beauty. So, thank you, friends, for paying attention, for trying to find the beauty, for making meaning out of noise. I appreciate it so much. I had a dream that the world was burning and green and horrifying fire, yet the world was quiet. A monster of unimaginable proportions came from the hellfire that surrounded me. It spoke in a voice that was not vocal. It explained. Okay. It explained. They giggle and taunt me from their little holes in their night. They prey on me, teasing me to go into the pits in the hard winter ground. A myriad of them exist, and a myriad of them do not. Somewhere in my head, how many? I do not know. He took a breath and spoke once more. Are you reading a book right now? Fifth Sun Call? Like I really wish I could have like the rest of the message that you were saying about the demon, the monster of unimaginable proportions that was speaking in a non-vocal language. I wonder what it would explain to you. Probably just how much you're gonna be suffering. I'm imagining. I can't imagine him explaining anything else to you. Maybe he'll explain complex geometry. Who knows? Would be kind of funny. Watched a talk on pleasure versus happiness. Basically, what it came down to was consumption and instant gratification equals pleasure, and happiness is deeper. It's active, and it's the awareness of enjoyable moments and noticing beauty, fascination, curiosity, and understanding. The little things like dogs, hugs, creation, consumption, not curiosity, I'm guessing. Consumption, awareness of enjoyable things. Was consumption. Oh, I like my brain auto-corrected. It's okay. Thank you, Jovan. Dang, I thought I grammared impeccably. You did. In at least my brain, I could read everything perfectly. You're completely right, Jovan. Happiness is not pleasure. Happiness is not pleasure. You can have beautiful moments in pleasure, but it's not happiness. You know, and I don't know if you watched the same talk that I did, but there's this after school video where this doctor, Dr. Anna, I believe her name was, goes into talking about pain versus pleasure and how if we continually only allow ourselves pleasurable experiences, be it through entertainment or food or, you know, your intoxicant of choice, if you will, we keep creating this separation, this barrier, this imbalance inside of ourselves where pleasure, 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 and then this pain scale starts to tip down. Pleasure, 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 pleasure. And then when we stop adding pleasure to our experience, we just have that pain. We just have that feeling of separation. We just have that feeling of discomfort until we allow ourselves the pleasurable things again. And it becomes this toxic feedback loop. The other side around, though, is that you can do unpleasurable things. You can exercise, you can fast, you can take cold showers, you can hike up mountains, right? And it can be pretty uncomfortable doing those type of things. And yet, the reward of that, in the same way where pushing yourself only into pleasure begets pain, pushing yourself in a painful way, and exercise can sometimes be painful, fasting can be painful, cutting calories can be painful. We allow ourselves pleasurable experiences for that. And to think of that balance in a way where it's not about, again, it's not about things that are bad, right? Like we have this duality understanding in our current reality where there's no spectrum, there is only two sides. And then these two sides have to combat against one another. So in that, it's not about bad, it's not about how these devices that we have can constantly, literally, like that's the trip. This thing you're holding has the ability to ceaselessly give you dopamine. Literally, the internet is a dopamine machine. Like you can keep finding new things that will give you dopamine. But unfortunately, we get desensitized. So we get more and more extreme things to give us that same dopamine or whatever. Or we have to continually do it. First thing in our days, we have to have our cell phones with us. And to form a balance in your own life where you allow yourselves time without it. To take time with yourself. And that's something I've been suggesting to you friends for a while now. It's just for 4 minutes, seriously. For 4 minutes in your day. I do 4 minutes and 44 seconds. To sit down, now I do this after my exercise, so it's to sit down and just to breathe. To be with yourself. Just for a moment. And in that way we can start to shift the balance of constantly being connected to something outside of ourselves, the internet, and regain the connection to ourselves as the interconnected, right? They're not bad, we just need balance. I did watch that video, Mel. I'm happy that you did. What did you think of it, Shannon? Did I just come into a conversation on dopamine fasting? Not exactly, but yes. Like no, the conversation right now could be about dopamine fasting. The conversation encapsulating today's stream is about beauty, though. Beauty specifically in the context of what we think of as light and dark, and how light and dark intermingling with one another is the very thing that creates the beauty. Like if it was just brightness, light, white flying into your eyeballs, you'd be like, oh, okay, that's extremely boring. And if it was just infinite darkness, nothing coming into your being, you'd be like, oh, that's extremely boring. But then the mix of these two, that's where beauty arises. And that's you. Literally, the encapsulation of light and dark right now in this moment. You can go and, I don't know, stomp on flowers or whatever. And you can go and smell the flowers right now. You have the capacity to do both. 'Twas a good one. Thank you, Jovan. Intermittent dopamine fasting. New thing, dude. We'll trademark it and sell it by the dozens. Oh yes, I love this topic. I'm assuming you've heard of the channel After School. I was literally talking about After School like a few seconds ago. Completely in tune. I do, Isaac. They like share beautiful messages. I definitely resonated with it. It made me think a lot, especially what you're, experiencing right now, Shannon. Like they mentioned as well, how allowing ourselves or going through painful experiences allows us, and it can be emotionally painful as well, allows us to have a sense of freedom, a sense of pleasure after we transcend that experience. So sending you so much love. So much love, my friend. Thank you for joining us. Hey, Ryan is joining us again. So nice to have you here. Morning. He took a breath and spoke once more. Nibbler, hello to you, friend. It's nice to see you here again. Rubs my new shiny red hammer. Thanks, Vash. Are you a mod now, Red Clicker? I've been removed as a mod for a while now. Ugh. One day, one day I'll be on one again. Shanna and Joe, thank you, Isaac, for seeing our beloved friends as we see you look straight into your soul. Our pan is not dead. Oh, no, it's not. Salty Malalti, not even close to dead. We are our pan, friends. You are our pan. The fact that you're here, you're literally manifesting our pan as it is. And thank you, Salty, for doing the same with me, friend. The cutest day. You're welcome. Shakes it a little. Look at it. Look at it. Whatever. Our plan is not dead. Good to see you. Thank you, friend. You know, my heart has been breaking seeing what certain people have been saying on our beautiful community. But all we can do is be here now. Thank you, Turpeles, for joining us on the YouTube as well, friend. Nice to see you here. Coolest, Salt Malalt. I haven't seen you in a while, friend. Thank you for joining us again. We need to see Melt More scarf collection. I have a pretty significant scarf collection at this point. I think I have 6, 7, 8. Nine? Maybe 9. Thank you, friend. I mean, you do get to see them as I'm wearing them, so maybe like slices of the collection. It's been helping me tons with the feelings of, I want to do something. I just don't have the motivation. Deciding in that moment, oh, I'm not depressed, I'm not broken or wrong. Mm. Trying to find beauty in nothing, right, Isaac? In absolutely nothing. At least we can't have nothing. Like that's the paradox as well. Even if you wanted nothing in this world, you can't have it. In the same way that you can't have survival, you can't have nothing, friend. Right now in this moment, you have more breath that you can breathe. So please, breathe thankfully. All it is that I've been blasting my dopamine, and the only way to enjoy the same way is to take a minute and be on the pain cycle. For me, taking a freezing shower. Woo, for me too. That's the way I do it as well, Fred. The cold showers have helped me more than I can know. You know, and the weird thing as well, Brother Bear, the cold shower gives you dopamine. It gives you dopamine. So even though it's pain, it literally gives you dopamine. And you can, for example, if you drink coffee before your cold shower, you get more dopamine, or the dopamine becomes more bioavailable, which is also interesting. If you can find beauty in nothing, you can find beauty in everything. There it is. Jovan knows. Good morning to you, Mariah. Pleasure to have you here with us. Thank you. How are you doing, my friend? Good morning. These are Beans. Nice to see you here again, friend. Thank you for joining us. Want to see something cool? Everyone's streaming listed right here. Thank you for sharing that, B. Love this idea. Have you tried the Wim Hof method for breathing work, for breath work? It helps me stop being so mental. I have. I have done Wim Hof breathing quite a bit. I'm trying to think if it makes me less mental. I don't know. I don't think so. These are beans. Like, unfortunately, you know, what Wim Hof breathing technically does to you, your lungs produce DMT, dimethyltryptamine, and then when you breathe, you have a part of your brain called the pineal gland, which is technically, on a very physical level, your third eye. And you're like, oh, this hippie nonsense. No, I'm being serious. This thing inside your brain, the pineal gland, has light receptors. In the same way your eyes have these light detecting organisms, the eye inside of your brain has those as well. A lot less, arguably, you know, admittedly, but still, you have this part of your brain inside of your brain that has light receptors. Why? You don't have any light inside your brain, so why would your brain develop organs that have light detectors? Right? So that. And then the other side of it, not only is this part of your brain containing these light recepting, you know, little cones, but also it is the part of your brain where the most blood flow per cubic centimeter of flesh or brain tissue flows through. So when you do intense breath work, literally 100% you're pumping DMT through your brain, through that pineal gland, through that part of your brain that has that bioavailability and blood flow. It is so crazy. And then when I have those experiences, like the craziest, and I've shared this with you friends before, and I'll share it again. Now that you're asking, is it Canna? No, it's these are beans. So I was doing these breathwork exercises, and I've had psychedelic experiences before in my life, but I was doing these breathwork exercises, and I was on the third round. You do 30 breaths, he says, but I do 33, 33, 33, and then between these breaths, you hold your last in breath for as long as you can, and then you hold your last exhale for as long as you can. And the third round around, I popped into this dimension, where I was sitting at a table, and there were these entities all around this table sitting there with me. And I basically started explaining to them what humanity was and that we need help. We desperately need help. And I don't like I'm already forgetting almost, but oh, I think it might have been like a Tales from the Trip, if something, on CBS, or I can't even remember the channel's name. But he basically had this experience as well, and I got to gain this information yesterday. And then he told his shaman that he was sitting around this table with all of these entities. And the shaman said to him that those entities are his emotions, his emotions embodied as beings. And these emotions and these beings are inside of him and can take control of him. Like they can be the one sitting at the head of the table, calling the shots, making the decisions. And by being in that room, you're ready to take action for yourself, right? But that experience was the most psychedelic one I've ever had, where I was me and I was in a space and there were other beings with me in the space, and all I did was breathe. And I was like, oh. And I don't think I've really gone that deep into breathwork again since then. It was a little bit terrifying, to be completely honest. I'm missing so many relationship messages. No, we can't find. Okay, there we go. Yes, our relationship with dopamine is changing. It's no longer just the hit of positivity, but we're realizing it is the motivational force as well, not just the chemical for reward. Exactly. Like the reason you want to pick your phone up and look at it is also because of dopamine. Like your brain starts to release dopamine just by seeing your phone. And if it has a little bzzzt, a little buzzer like notification coming through, more dopamine. And then that dopamine leads to you actually picking this thing up and using it, and then you get even more dopamine. So it's both the want to do something and the act of doing something. I'm doing quite well, Melty. Thanks for asking. How are you, friend? I'm doing well, Mariah. I'm a little bit in my own head today. I'm feeling. I'm feeling like I want things to be differently when it comes to the amount of freedom I have right now. That's the easiest way to say it without saying it, if you will. Like I'm aware. I'm aware of my current limitations, and I don't like being aware of my limitations. No. So work itself produces dopamine, which is an interesting discovery. It is. It's interesting. I always hated the algorithms of the internet, and I cannot stand being targeted by ads and every second of being connected, constantly being analyzed on what I will click next. But in this moment, realizing how trippy it is that the algorithm is the infinity, think about it. It's the pathway to receive all of human information, entertainment, and knowledge. We have the power to skew the algorithm towards positive. Look at us. We're getting recommended for ramdas, exercises, etc. We also have the power for negativity with the algorithm. We could always look at things that don't serve us and create our negative infinity right in front of our faces. Just a concept that really hit me. We can run our conscious space like the algorithm. It's gonna keep living on those positive vibes in my mind. That's a good point, Shan. Thank you, Clint, for saying love as well. That's a very good point. To not only acknowledge the algorithm as something that is necessary or useful, but to acknowledge the algorithm as you. It's you, friend. The algorithm is not showing you what you want, it is showing you what you are. And I mean, like that, I've been holding this understanding for a while now. This understanding of you don't find what you want, you find what you are. But to think of that in the context of the algorithm, you're right, Isaac. What a trip. Very cool. Very cool. Very interesting. I'm happy to hear that Rapidus, I'm okay. Taking it day by day. This is the way. Thank you, my friend. For real, humans get aware, get aware, and immediately want to control. It's just natural. Oh yeah, unfortunately, that's the way it is, Mariah. But I know that I can't control things. Unfortunately, the things that I can control, I don't know if I want to practice control. That's the trip I'm really going through. Like I'm like aware of this thing that I can control, and then I'm like, no. So I'm going through the motions of that as well. I bought this book, but I still need to read it. That is the way. That is the way. Thank you, Mel, for seeing, recognizing, and acknowledging me and everybody else here. I'm trying to. Thank you, Kayana, for doing the same, friend, for acknowledging me. Nia-san, Hamundo. I think it's been a while since I've seen you, friend, but I think I do remember your username. Love to you. Much love to you. Okay, thank you for joining us. Anger, sadness, held in too long. In my family, unfortunately, we kind of skip sadness and just go straight to anger. These are beings where like we get sad and then we get angry because we don't like being sad. It's like, I'm sad. I'm sad. Lose his mind. I think that statement, I love that statement. Do you think that the evolution of humanity is going to be that switch? We are all programmed to understand and then control. It's the only way that we've survived. Isaac, like we legit talked about survival yesterday as well. It's true. It's true. And, like I believe over the next 5 years, that's how fast I think it's going to be. Over the next 5 years, we're going to create entities on our planet that are more aware than we are. What's that going to mean? The key word there, though, is survive. We control to survive, but when we don't have to survive in the typical way, we must let go of the control to have a peaceful life. Peace. Peace is when I can breathe. That's peace for me these days. Like if I can actually pay attention to my breath, I'm more at peace. I'm drawing right now. Thank you for being creative, friend. Good morning to you, Eden. Thank you for joining us, friend. So much love to you. Tramp. It's been a while. Thank you for joining us. Saying, oh my goodness, so happy to see you're still going strong doing this. Yes, we are. Keep going, keep going. Were you smelling the salo panto? I thought the house was on fire. Like me and Christian were talking about this. Like, why is it burning something and then, oh no, it wasn't me and you, it was me and Zoe, sorry. Like, why is it that burning something and then smelling the smoke of that fire can be calming? Like on an evolutionary level, it should only.
Well, it's the same as if you're like burning a corpse. The smell should be a little concerning, right? Like, different smells have different effects.
Burning the corpse of a tree.
Yeah, we're not too closely related with trees.
You think that's why? I'm just imagining this alternate universe where trees are the moving entities and they're just burning human flesh, dude. And they're like,
smells nice.
Don't you like this particular human's flesh burning smell? Nice. That's horrible. I'm sorry I had to do that to you. That's horrible. Keep your chin up and stay strong, Shan. Sending healing and loving energy to you. Thank you for that, Terpelis. It means more than you can know, like more than you can know, more than I can say, more than Shannon would probably be able to tell us as well. Has arrived. It's nice to have her here. Yeah, I'm Tramp. We're gonna be doing this into infinity. Smack dab in the middle of infinity, continually showing up for the infinity. All for love. Fourth wall on the beach. Nah, rambling is great. It can be good fun. You are a mix between Jon Snow and Robb Stark. I haven't had the Rob Stark one. Weirdly enough, we got to see Rob Stark in another role yesterday. Maybe a little bit. Maybe a little bit. Jon Snow and Rob Stark. Thank you, friend, for seeing patterns. It's good to flush out ideas. Writers call it a stream of consciousness. I call these streams conscious evolution. You know, like stream of consciousness, conscious evolutions, where by sharing things that we are conscious about and by being multiple consciousnesses, sharing these things that we're conscious about, we get the ability to grow in our own ways. Skibbity bop scoop. He had my jaw harp for a second there. I actually would like to have like loopers so I can make different little patterns or methods at the same time, but those things cost like I think 5,000 rand for the good ones. The ones that people like using. One day. 5,000 rand is like not that much actually, but still. We also visualize while listening, trying to picture what the other is saying to better understand. And I honestly believe that that is the true value of these streams, these are beans. Not so much me or the things I have to say, but the experience you have in listening to the things I have to say. Go even further, even sound is a comparison of information. Oh, yes, sound can be your ability to sense the world you live in through waves, you know, instead of little particles of light, but then light can be waves as well, technically. You want to smoke marijuanas?
Did you not roll one?
I haven't rolled one because I want to be sober for my my shanga.
I see.
You see, like someone tuned in, dude. It was like, oh, of course I was burning a piece of Palo Santo. It was like, oh, of course the philosopher smokes weed or something like that. And I'm like, I didn't smoke weed. In fact, I was burning some Palo Santo. You know, getting flamed for smoking weed while not smoking weed is extra spice, dude. Hopefully some, like I'm probably gonna roll one, you know, after our sangha. Tripolis, thank you so much. Thank you, Shannon, for saying that you love, you know, or appreciate rather the love he's sharing as well. Well, that's something I'm going to reflect on. Sorry, I don't know how to reply directly to the messages. Completely okay. These are beans. Thank you for sharing love, friend. Might need to change your diet before you sleep with those dreams. Nani? Confused. Melt. What sign are you? I mean, a
Stop
star.
sign.
A star?
It's a stop sign.
I'm a stop sign. I'm a sign of hope for humanity. I'm a Taurus. These are beans. Thank you for asking, friend. I was born in May. Thank you for sharing and preaching love, brother. Thank you for knowing what I'm trying to do, friend. It's all you. It's all you, dude. If you didn't know, you wouldn't know. You can have painful moments in pleasure. That is also true, because the very part of our brain that processes pain processes pleasure. So there is like a little bit of a weird thing in our brains. Without pain, we would not know pleasure. Two sides, light and dark, that it is. These are beans. I'm holding pee-pee. Friend, like it's bad for... I want to meme. I want to meme, but the things I want to say is so horrific, dude. The whole pee is stored in the balls. So I was like, I haven't heard that meme, Christian. Yeah, I wanted to say to him, like, be careful, friend. You don't want to overdo the ball hole. I don't know, dude. I just try and think of the way you're looking at me. It's tripping me out. Don't hold your pee, friend. Go to the bathroom. Thank you for the love. So nice of you, Insane. We have Dragon say, why did you pronounce Shannon's name like that? Shannon? Shanananan. I don't know. Did I mispronounce Shannon's name? Send nudes. Friend, you'll have to pay me more money than this world has. Me and Christian talked about this again today. You know, I could.
I'll do it for $500.
No, what? $500?
Yeah, easy.
Like in dollars or rand?
Dollars.
Okay, thank goodness, Christian.
You are rand.
Rand. 500 rand? I'll give you 500 rand right now and blackmail you for the rest of your life. This is a useful piece of information. So, friend, like me and Christian were talking about this today. Like, I could be making a lot of money, you know, doing pornography instead. In fact, I've been offered a job in pornography, but like That I was gay pornography, unfortunately, but
Was this in China?
no, this was with Ray. Don't you remember those chicks?
What the fuck?
Yeah,
Ray offered you a gay
not
porno?
Ray. The chicks he was there with, the they were already doing pornography. I think you've seen them before as well. The chick has this cat tattoo of like a pentagram on the behind of it, and then upside
You
down cross.
seriously overestimate my perception.
I mean, yeah, that's true actually. I think I might pay a little bit more attention than you sometimes, Christian. Just like a wee bit.
I'm in my own world, bro. I'm
He
only
is.
here because I have to be.
Floating through reality. Suddenly I say something to him, words fly past him, and I look at him intently, and he's like, "What? You say something? You say something?" So, friend, the point I'm trying to make, very roundabout, is that I could send you nudes, but I'm not going to. Never. I'm sorry, Fred. This is a pre-recording. Yes. Yes. This is such a like, and on so many levels, this pre-recording was known. I was gonna know you were gonna say that exact thing in this moment, and now I'm going to move past this pre-recorded part of me saying, no, no, it's live. He catches up with chat. Thank you, Joel, for letting our friend know. Every desire we have leads to suffering. I don't know if every desire we have leads to suffering. Every attachment we have leads to suffering, and we can picture or imagine desire to arise from the things we have attachment to, and then when we don't get those attachments and the desire that would be attached to them, then we suffer. I feel desire is important. I feel desire is actually necessary even. Desire is something that we would not be here if you didn't desire to be here. Like that type of understanding. I think I'm gonna there is a few in here about desire. Maybe a little bit of the earlier ones. Separation, worthy, forgiveness and discipline. Realize, decree. Hey, here it is. Desire is not to be feared, but to be mastered. For fearing desire is the effect of fearing yourself. So I don't think desire is the problem. Attachment might be though. I get what you're trying to say though. Thank you. 1, 2, 3. ABC. Frank. It's nice to have you here. You produce your own data with the breathing. If I do it repetitively in the day, it gets close to tripping on psychedelics in my experience. Oh, mine too. You produce your own data, you produce your own DMT. That's right. Yeah, you do, friend. You're completely right about that. Good morning to my friends. I just sat down with my first cup of coffee. Smelling them bean juice. Breathing out, releasing all the tension. Knowing you have a nice and gentle Sunday awaiting you, God. I hope it's a beautiful day. Different parts of the world use different pronunciations. I'm trying to imagine how you say Shannon differently.
Shannon.
Shannon?
Shannon.
Shannon.
Shine.
What do you mean, dude? Yes, brain tell brain about brain. Brain likes. Friends here, Joe. I'd love to you, friend. I've been there. That's crazy. Oh, it is. One time, I was there, laying on the table, and the beings were operating on me. They do that too, Gob. They do that too. And it's you healing you at the end of the day. And just tries to build some sort of understanding around that. That's the way that I think about it, at least. I keep forgetting to upload a picture I got with Alex Gray's shaman. A picture I got with Alex Gray's shaman. Alex Gray's shaman? I need to know who that is. Get myself shamananananand or something. Your breathing experience with the psychedelic beings sound like the movie Inside Out. I mean, if Inside Out was extremely sinister, maybe. You know, like these beings were very much reserved while I was going about my insanity. You know, I was like, I feel like they were like always my friends in a way, listening to me ranting about things again. They were like, oh, this again. What, love? Oh, okay. What, gonna save the world? Oh, right, if you say so. What, life is true? Oh, okay. You know, it was kind of like that. And I was like, bros, come on. Was my hype, excitement a little bit? They were like just sitting, watching me. All right. Hello, Mel. The weekend almost over. It is Desperate Ad. The weekend is almost over, man. I'm feeling a little bit cold now. Feeling a little bit cold. I'm gonna put myself a blanket. Dopamine and maybe some oxytocin. Like my brain straight up is like, yeah, good, good job. Thank you for a blanket. Thank you, buddy. Thank you for lamenting. Oh, I'm cold. Oh, I'm gonna start shaking. Oh, I'm gonna try and warm my own hands. Okay, I am invisible. You are? Me trying to figure out how I've been seeing God this whole time. If he's been invisible, can I see invisible beings? Have I been seeing invisible beings this whole time, them thinking they're invisible while not being invisible? How many invisible beings have I tripped the fuck out by smiling at them and waving at them while they were being invisible? What have you done, Gab? Must hear the story sometimes. Sounds amazing, right? I see that friend, love to you. Unless you want to be invisible, that could be fun. I mean, at one point in my existence, I really did want to be able to go invisible. The part of myself I wanted to go invisible because I wanted to be perceived as dead, though. I don't know if that's usually the reason people want to be invisible.
Fuck me.
Yeah. I mean, like the last time I wanted to be invisible, I was like 14 or something. Miss Molly and Dry Historian, good day. Can you tell me if you experienced your dream in color? Unfortunately, this dream was black and white, completely black and white. You know, like it was trying to depict to me in the simplest way possible that there's beauty within the ordinary. If so, that was the dominant color. Hope everyone is having a good day. Thank you for asking, Molly. But there was no color. It was just black and white. It was black and white, but it was like darkness and light, not black and white, if you will, right? Does that make sense? I hope so, Miss Molly. Thank you for asking, friend. Friend! Thank you for the love, Jovan. Hey, Joe Bud. Rob the bank. I just robbed the bank. Let's go to South Africa. Come, Gob. Come, 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 Robin Hood. We'll give to all of the poor people, dude. It was a manifestation celebration event at the Natural Museum of Science in Houston. Great time. Sounds amazing on B. Thank you for taking yourself there, experiencing that. You listened to your shoulder butt deviant. I like it. Let's go. Ring me, please, please. We would love to have you here, Molly. That's great. Let's all plan a road trip to see Cosm someday. 100%. I would love to go and see Cosm. I'm using my invisibility to rob multiple banks and I'm laundering it through a Pizza Hut. You're on the payroll, friend. All of you friends are. Yeah, Pizza Hut's paying me $100,000 a month. Ah, yes. Like, what do you do there? Oh, I do the thing where you put the slices on the pizza. That's all? Yeah. I'm the pizza slice placer. Don't the pizza maker do like all of the things? Nope. Nope. Just the slices. And then like, do you move? Nope. Just sit there. Dispensing pepperoni slices. Why am I tripping out about like I'm like not only trying to understand or convince myself that I am in fact on the payroll of this Pizza Hut and I'm getting paid $100,000, but I'm also trying to do as little as possible while getting paid this freaking. Thank you, Gob. So much love to you. You're our hero. Yes, he is. Gobbity Goo himself. Can I please run the Pizza Hut franchise, man? If anybody would, I think you would be good at it. Kira Burr, thank you for joining us, friend. I love you guys. Making brunch, but lurking with love. Love to you. Kira Burr, we see you. We're sending you love as well. Only if you promise to pay our employees $35 an hour. I mean, if I wanted to get paid $100,000 a month, how much per hour is that, Cristiano? You want to help me do quick maths?
Not really.
Help me do quick maths, Cristiano.
No.
Please, so. Quick maths.
Sunday I'm on holiday.
Quickest of maths. I mean, I don't think it's possible to make $100,000 at $35 an hour. I feel like you would have to be paid like $200 an hour or something.
Probably.
manifest. I believe my time is worth $100 an hour, at least. And I like to say this to my dad, and then he laughs, and I'm like, bro,
That's not very nice.
watch. Dude, my dad is rarely very nice about my ideas of the future, dude. I don't actually, ironically, I don't think my dad has ever been supportive of what I think the future is gonna be. Oh goodness. Too many trips at the same time. Let's move past them. Only if you promise to. Thank you again. We can afford it with our bank money. Yes, we can. Me too. May 23rd. Look at that. 2 Tauruses. Love you guys. Thanks for today's live. Sensitive experience. Thank you. Honestly, friend. Thank you. Thank you so much. I get to do this every day, and then, reading a new name like Sensitive Experience too. I've never seen your name before, friend, and yet I feel like you've been here more than once. So thank you, friend, honestly. I've no idea who you are, but I've been sat listening to you for like 15 minutes, and it's exactly what I needed today. Thank you. Your friend, like I have I have a really hard time taking compliments. So I'll just thank you again, friend. Like I honestly believe that these streams, and I wrote it in my bio as well. I show up every day as an opportunity for serendipity. Like meeting each other in the exact moment we needed to meet each other, in the exact space of mind, hearing the exact things that we needed to hear, and to be able to be that in this moment with you, not for you, but with you, friend. Thank you. Thank you so much for choosing to spend some time here. What you can say about any kind of addiction. I'm addicted. Sensitive experience. I'm addicted to food. I'm addicted to leisure. I'm addicted to comfort. I'm addicted to maybe a little bit to marijuana. I don't think so though. Am I? Right?
Yep.
Like I haven't smoked anything today, and I don't feel the need to smoke today. And I feel like if I was addicted, I would have wanted to smoke the whole day, right?
Probably.
Like I don't think you can say no to yourself if you're addicted to something. So maybe I'm not addicted to anything. Maybe I'm addicted to everything. I don't know. Addiction is a hard one, friend. I feel human beings are addicted beings. Like just think about every other animal on our planet in context of addiction, and then pay attention to the human being in context of addiction. And human beings have been addicted to pretty much everything for as long as we've existed. So I feel again, balance, not bad. And unfortunately, addiction almost in and of itself comes with the losing of balance. It's a difficult question, friend. You have advice, Christian? Is there something you want to say about any kind of addiction is the question. Nope. That's a no, friend. Thank you for asking though. Balance versus bad. I think that's the thing we should pay attention to with addiction. Like if we can do things with intention, and if we can pay attention to how these things change us, and if we can do the things we need to do without these things that we're addicted to, I feel then there's balance. But if as soon as it becomes a crutch, if it becomes something that you absolutely need to do what it is you do, then it's something that I don't think serves us anymore. Sweet, I worked at Pizza Hut when I was 16. I have experience. Good, Miss Molly. We'll be able to pop you right in. I know exactly what you mean about your dreams. Thank you for sharing. Thank you, Miss Molly, for asking, friend. Now we get to have this moment with one another. I dream a dream in black and white. That sounds awesome. I didn't know that was a thing. Do you have those often? I've never dreamt in anything but color. No. And it was weird, Joel, because as soon as Miss Molly asked and I referenced the dream, only then did I notice it was only black and white. I didn't think of it in that way, right? I didn't conceptualize, oh, it's black and white. How odd. So I don't know right now, Joel. Like a part of me feels like I do dream in color, but I don't pay attention to color as much. And also, when I dream in color, for some reason things get flipped. In memory as well sometimes. Like if I see someone wearing a black dress, for some reason I'll dream of them wearing a white dress, or I'll ask them about the white dress that they wore, and they actually wore a black dress or something like that. It is interesting, Joel. I love Alex Gray. My home is filled with his artwork in blankets. His relationship with Allison is so beautiful. Definitely relationship goals. These are beans, that's literally what I want, and it breaks my heart sometimes that I don't have it yet. Again, this understanding of attachment or desire, right? Like I so desperately want someone to spend my life with, while at the same time being very aware that maybe the person I'll be spending my life with hasn't come into my life yet, or is unwilling to stay in my life. You know, like me and Christian had this conversation on the car ride here today about the type of love that we try to give people. And Christian said something that I was a little bit taken aback by. Can I share?
Yeah, sure.
He said that only broken people can receive the amount of love that we want to share. And I'm still curious about that statement. Like a part of myself doesn't want to believe it. I don't believe we need to be broken. Like that's what I shared with him in that moment. Like I don't believe we need to be broken to be able to receive love. I think we need to be whole to understand the love. Instead of trying to feel like you are at a loss or there is some sort of imbalance happening in the relationship because you're receiving so much love and you cannot necessarily give that same amount of love, to be able to understand the love you're receiving and to be in that, and to accept it almost. It's hard, friends. It's hard sometimes. But it's not impossible, and Alex Gray gets to be that for us. He gets to show us that as well. It is possible to find the ideal partner for you and to be with her forever. Beauty. Beauty in nothing, Christian.
Huh?
Beauty in nothing. Being able to find beauty in the experience of not having a relationship. And technically, we've had this conversation as well, about looking back when we are married and we have kids, looking back at these days where we were single and had less responsibilities and being grateful for that part of our lives. There is a little nip of a joint in the ashtray, if you really want to smoke, Holmes.
Oh.
I don't even have my lighter around my neck, but here's a lighter.
Merci beaucoup.
You're welcome. Thanks for streaming. This is fun. Head for the hills. Thank you. Thank you for joining me, friend. I do this every day. I look forward to seeing you again. We are born with cannabinoid receptors in our body, and they have also tested cannabis, saying that it doesn't have addictive qualities. They say that people get addicted to it. Is the in and out of the breath. Oh, people get addicted to the breathing more so than the actual experience. I feel almost to attach to that, these are beings, that it's a psychological addiction. And technically, breathing in that way can be something psychological that you feel, you can get addicted to that feeling. But I feel with marijuana, it's more psychological than it is a physical addiction that you form. You will understand more soon. So happy for the path you've chosen. Thank you, Molly. Thank you. I need to hear that sometimes. I'm happy for the path I've chosen. It's just, it's gonna be, no, what am I gonna manifest? Am I gonna complain? Or am I gonna manifest? It is, I have the strength to do what I'm doing, right? It's not heavy, it's not difficult. I have the strength to do what I'm doing. And if it wasn't for you friends supporting me, helping me hold this infinity up, I don't think I'd be strong enough to. So thank you, Ms. Molly, for being here with me. I brought 2 Alex Gray framed prints a long time ago, and there was an option to have them personalized and sign them. I had them write my favorite lyrics from Tool's song called Reflection across both prints. Love his work. Oh, y'all. I'm not jealous. I'm happy for you, friend. I really want, like, I've shown you some of Alex Gray's works as well, right? Do you know Alex Gray, Christian?
Huh?
Do you know Alex Gray is?
Yeah.
Thank goodness. I was gonna make a joke of standing up to murder you, but now you. It's like, oh damn it! Now we have to put Christian out of his misery. Damn it. No, like Alex Gray is, I think, the creative inspiration in my life right now when it comes to what I can imagine is capable, or what I can imagine is possible when it comes to human expression in the form of ideas.
Oh.
Like, have you seen the Cosmic Christ?
No.
Can you go and search that? Are you playing Dinosaurs right now?
No. Of course not. I'm researching.
Researching with ASW, huh?
WX was
Was very, very research. I see.
was.
Well, does research. Like, oh, I'm sure.
There's a lot of W's in this Google search line.
This dude, you know, like the first day we start playing together, I have to go and do my stream or something, and like first he's like, you have ruined my entire day, he says to me, and I'm like, bro, I have to do the things I've, you know, taken responsibility for. He's like, how dare you? Keeps playing the game, out levels me by like 20 levels. I'm like still 15 levels behind, and I like checked it. I was like, oh, I'm catching up. No, no, I'm not catching up. Apparently,
It doesn't matter what level we are. Bro.
it doesn't really. No, I know that now. Fortunately, like, and you get to make me stuff as well, so I'm okay with it. I found that broken people can't accept love. I agree. These are beings. I actually agree with that, and I just wanted to share what Christian said. As again, like, I'm not saying that I know anything. Quite the contrary. I would, within the infinity, argue that I don't know anything. Like, everything I've said so far has been absolute noise. You know, none of it's true. But that being said, being able to share different words, different perspectives, and then hearing them, and then being able to form an understanding yourself, like as you did, these are beings. I found that broken people can't accept love. That's the way I feel as well. You know, and I've noticed so many times, every single time that I want to give love to someone that might not be ready to receive the love I have to give, it terrifies them. It sometimes even.
They're also some of the people that require the love the most. Right?
Yeah, no, and that's the thing. That's the paradox, Christian, is that the people that need it the most are the ones that are unwilling to accept it, unwilling to see yourself as it. Fash Laterus is my favorite album. Lateralis. Isn't that one of the older ones? I think Tool was my introduction to Alex Gray. It might have been the other way around as well, though. That little fractal is completely melted into my brain.
I'm about to break your heart and admit that I actually have no idea who Alex Gray is.
You actually don't know who Alex Gray is,
No.
Can you please just go to Google quickly?
Yeah, sure, I will at some point when I'm not
Like right now.
terrifyingly busy.
You're being hunted by something. Lateralis is an older Tool album. That makes sense. Thank you, friend, for sharing. Meld, the two prints I got were called Theologue and Praying. Theologue. Theologue? Yeah, I think it's Theologue. And Praying. Praying. Tell Christian to look up The Blessing by Alex Gray. Christian?
Look up The Blessing by Alex Gray.
Look up The Blessing by Alex Gray. Oh.
Got it.
Right now. He's not doing it.
I'm currently Googling it.
He's definitely not currently Googling it.
Really Googling it right now.
He is really lying to our faces right now. He hasn't lifted his, well, he lifted his finger momentarily off of the.
There we go, it's Googled. Ah, it looks so cool. So, really next level now.
Did you hear him lying through his teeth just now? Oh, thank you. Hello! Hello, Harmony Cookie! What a pleasure. What a pleasure to hear your hello in this moment. Thank you for joining us. He won't be disappointed. He's just an asshole.
Hey, what the fuck?
These are things. I'm happy you're enjoying it with me. You guys crack me up. I love him to bits. I love you, friends, you know, and it's honestly a blessing. So, like I have to now. These are beans. You have like activated the artist fractal in my brain. Take a sip of water. Puts on salesman hat. These are beans, have a Patreon account. And this Patreon account is something that I can actually use to share the works of art that I make. And it's not even remotely as amazing as what Alex Gray can make. Obviously not. It's not even in the same genre, probably. But it is my expression, my soul's expression. So what I do, the colors I'm wearing right now, I am going to contort reality, fold reality onto itself in a way that is going to make a flower out of what I'm wearing right now. And then I get to provide that flower, present said flower as the divine masculine to his divine feminine, it to you. I get to give you friends these flowers, and you can access these flowers for as little as $1. So apparently, the psychology of selling goes, I should provide value, I should provide future outcome, I should provide it immediately, and I should provide it with low effort and low sacrifice, right? So the sacrifice and the effort would be you swiping on your screen and then looking. That's the effort. The sacrifice would be $1 a month. I don't know what job you do, but if you get paid at least $1 an hour, it's like 1 hour of your time to receive these flowers. That's the sacrifice and the effort. Done. Then the last one, and I already forget it now. Sacrifice and effort. The immediacy. Every single day, I make one of these works of art. There we go. Every single day. So if you sign up today, I'm trying. It's so difficult for me to do this. If you sign up today, you'll receive a picture within the next few hours. A new, unique flower that has never been seen by human eyes. Unironically, I'm serious about that. Then the future outcome. So this one I've actually been doing a little bit of research into. When it comes to flowers, human beings have certain responses when they look at flowers. Like we have actual evidence going into mental/psychological benefits when human beings put flowers in their environments, right? And I didn't really know that before doing what I'm doing right now, but I do know it now. So that as the potential future outcome, potential psychological upliftment and being able to witness beautiful flowers. And then the last one is dream outcome. My dream outcome for that space, for us using that space, is to experience beauty. Like I feel in the world we're living in right now, and oh goodness, that's actually whole full circle with today's stream. Being able to find beauty, in noise, literally, to make beauty out of noise, and to be able to share that with your friends. There you go. Takes the salesman hat cap off. How are you? Huh?
Feeling better?
I mean, I have to believe in myself, Christian. That's the thing that I've been really paying attention to. Okay, backtrack. The universe can only give you that which you believe you deserve. So if I don't believe that I deserve Patreon subscribers for a single dollar to share my art with, how can the universe give it to me? How can you, as the universe, give it to me? Tauruses love beauty. Yes, I do, friend. I'm a little bit of a stickler for the beauty. Cannot get enough. Where are you from? I'm from Australia. I'm from South Africa, Harmony Cookie. I'm from South Africa.
He's
Been
from
here.
the deep, dark oblivion of nothingness.
Maybe originally. But I'm here now. Woo! Human being. It's fun. I will say it is worth seeing Melt's art. Miss Molly, thank you. Thank you so much, my friend. It absolutely comes from a place of, genuine love for you friends. And I love making them so much, and being able to share the things that I love with people that want to have the things that I love shared with them is such a trip. The fact that your friends are willing to support me at all, the fact that you're here in this moment at all, infinities, multiple infinities. I don't know. I don't necessarily believe in only/none/always/never, but I think Christian is right in the way, in that way, that it's more likely. You see, Christian, two different perspectives on the same thing that you shared.
I'm so
It's a
glad
trip.
that it's not just completely shut down.
No, it wasn't completely shut down. We had, and that's the thing. Again, it's not about what we're sharing. It's not about the words I'm saying. It's about you. It's about what you find in you as the truth, and then to live with that truth inside of yourself. Thank you. You're my first 444 of the day. That's how I know I'm supposed to be here and everything is on the right path. Keep doing what you do. Ooh, these are beans. Thank you for encouraging me too. I need some encouragement today, especially. Goodness, I'm.
All I hear is quack.
All I'm hearing is quay. So much quay in my brain, yo. Too much quay. Friends, this will be the end of this stream. But in 37 minutes, I'm going to be doing something called a shanga. Sangha?
Chunga.
Changa. That would be a whole different stream. But a sangha, I think that's the way you're supposed to say it. It's basically this stream we're doing right now, except you can be in this space with me. It's going to be done on Zoom. I will be posting a link on the Discord server, in the Yoga Floga place. Do I want to tag people? Last time I tagged everyone. You know how many people showed up, Christian?
7.
None. Yeah. Big oof. I know. My heart. I was like, oh. Oh. Lament. No, I'm just joking. It was good fun. Like I got to spend some time only with Ryan and Maria in that space, and it might have been exactly what was necessary. So, done, friends. Thank you for joining me here today. So much love. We are approaching a full moon. Can we see the moon from your balcony?
Probably.
I hope so. One of my new affirmations. I believe I deserve love. Ooh, thank you for sharing that information. I believe I deserve love. I'm trying to say it. I believe I deserve love.
Are you talking to me?
You can try and say it.
Oh no.
Say it.
Oh,
Say
God.
it. Say it. Do you believe you deserve love, Christian?
I don't believe I deserve love. I know I deserve love.
Ah, there we go. Huh? Man's knows. Do you know you deserve love, friend? I do hope so. I'm doing these streams because I love you, yo. So you have no excuse to believe it now. Have a wonderful day. Remember to breathe and relax. Thank you. Encouragement. I believe I deserve love. I believe you deserve love. Infamous song. Jovan, and love to you, friend. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, friends.
Oh, brutal.
Have the amazingest. It's hard to say. It can be hard to say. Can be hard to conceptualize as well. Do I deserve love? Yeah. I believe I deserve love. I hope everyone has a great day. So I love you also dearly. Mel, Christian, friends.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. I see, respect, and acknowledge the love in you, of all the love in me. Thank you, friends, for joining me.